இது நம்ம ஐயா கோச்சிங் சென்டர். வாங்க படிக்கலாம்.
இந்த வீடியோ உங்களுக்கு பிடிச்சிருந்தா லைக் பண்ணுங்க, ஷேர் பண்ணுங்க, சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணுங்க.
In this class we'll see that is contraceptive methods. Contraceptive methods are two types, temporary and permanent. Temporary method is otherwise called a space method. Now that is, we can see what are the methods under temporary: natural, chemical, mechanical, hormonal. First we'll see natural methods. Under natural method, that is preventing in natural method, that's prevent the meeting of sperm and ovum. That is otherwise called as rhythm method. Rhythm method is that's coitus interrupts, continuous abstinence, and lactational amenorrhea. These are the types in natural methods. First we'll see periodic abstinence. Periodic abstinence or what method? Rhythm method. See, previous class we have seen ovulation when it occurs about the 14th day of menstrual cycle. And the ovum survive how many days? No, 2 days. And the sperm also remain alive for how many hours? 72 hours in the female reproductive tract. During those days, coitus should be avoided. During that time, coitus should be avoided. If coitus is avoided, then there is no conception, that is pregnancy. Chance for pregnancy is less. The next method is continuous abstinence. It is the simplest and most reliable way to avoid pregnancy. That is, the couples do not have coitus for a definite period, for a defined period, that which facilitates what? Conception. The next one is coitus interrupts. This is the oldest family planning method. Usually during the coitus, the male partner withdraw the penis before the ejaculation of sperm. So automatically it prevents the deposition of semen in the vagina. The next or fourth method is lactational amenorrhea. Usually after parturition, that is after childbirth, when the menstrual cycle resumes as early as 6 to 8 weeks. However, the reappearance of normal ovarian cycle may be delayed for how many months? No, 6 months. That is during what? Breast feeding. This delay in ovarian cycle is called as lactational amenorrhea. These serves as a natural and also but an unreliable form of birth control. Okay. See, when the baby sucks the milk, at that time, the pituitary gland secretes what hormone? No? Secrete increased amount of prolactin hormone in order to increase what production? Milk production. So, the high concentration of prolactin in mother's blood prevents what cycle? Menstrual cycle. How it prevents the menstrual cycle means it suppresses the release of gonadotropin releasing hormone. So, where this gonadotropin releasing hormone is released, it is released from the hypothalamus. Okay. Next we will see chemical barrier methods. In chemical barrier methods, what are used? No, foaming tablets. Foaming tablets. Foaming tablets and melting suppositories. Melting suppositories, creams, jellies. These are used. These are the chemical agents that inactivate the sperm in the vagina. So foaming tablets, melting suppositories, creams, jellies are chemical agents that inactivate the sperm in the vagina. That's all about the chemical method. Next we'll see mechanical method, that is mechanical barrier. Usually the male use condoms, which that is the condom covers the penis of the male. The female also it is used to cover this is female condom, this is male condom. In female also it is used to cover the vagina and cervix. Just before the coitus, this should be weared. These prevents the entry of semen into the female reproductive tract. And this can prevent what? Conception. By using condoms, it prevents what? Conception, that is pregnancy. And at once, when the condom is used, at once it should be discarded. It is single use only. Then condom also safeguard from AIDS and STDs. What is STDs? Sexually transmitted diseases. Sexually transmitted diseases. Mostly this condom is made up of polyurethane, latex and lambskin. And the next one is, see, this one, diaphragm, cervical cap and walls. This is what? Diaphragm. Diaphragm, cervical cap and walls. Then these are made of what? Rubber, and it is inserted into the female reproductive tract to cover the cervix before coitus, that is before sexual contact, in order to prevent the entry of sperm into the uterus. Next we will see hormonal barrier. That is, what is hormonal barrier? It prevents the ovaries from releasing the ova, and also thickens which fluid? No, cervical fluid. So it keeps the sperm away from the ovum. First we will see in hormonal, first we will see oral contraceptives. Oral contraceptives. In oral contraceptives, what are used? No, pills are used. Pills are used. These pills prevents ovulation. It prevents what? Ovulation. These pills prevents ovulation. How it prevents the ovulation? By inhibiting the secretion of which hormone? Follicle stimulating hormone as well as luteinizing hormone. Usually combined pill is the most commonly used birth control pill. Combined pill is the most commonly used birth control pill. And what it contains? No, it contains synthetic progesterone, and estrogen. This combined pill contains synthetic progesterone and estrogen hormone. Then example, Saheli. Saheli is a contraceptive pill that is CDRI, introduced by CDRI, released by CDRI. That is where it is situated, no, in Lucknow. What is CDRI? Central Drug Research Institute. It is situated in Lucknow. It contains this Saheli contains it's a non-steroidal preparation. Non-steroidal preparation. The next second one we'll see intrauterine devices. Next one we'll see intrauterine devices. What does mean by intrauterine devices? That is, this device is inserted in the uterus through the vagina by the medical experts. And these devices are available as copper. That is copper releasing IUD. Then hormone releasing IUD, hormone releasing IUD, copper releasing IUD, hormone releasing IUD, and also non-medicated IUD, non-medicated IUD, that is intrauterine devices. See, the intrauterine devices are the ideal contraceptive devices for females. Those who want to delay pregnancy, this is the best method. What is that? IUD is the best method to prevent conception. And it is also one of the most popular method of contraception in India, and success rate is 95 to 99%. Next, let us see copper releasing IUDs, that is intrauterine device. Then these copper releasing IUDs differ from each other by the amount of copper. Copper IUDs, we can see the examples of copper IUDs, that is copper T380A, then Nova T, copper 7, then copper T380 silver, multi-load 375. See, when these intrauterine device is inserted into the uterus, they release free copper and copper salts into the uterus. What these copper and copper salts do, they suppresses the motility, that is movement of the sperm. These device can remain in the uterus for 5 to 10 years. How many years? 5 to 10 years. The next one is hormone releasing IUDs. Example for this is progesterone and LNG20. And these are often called as intrauterine system. When these devices inside the uterus, they increase the viscosity of the cervical mucus. Cervical mucus or viscosity is அதிகப்படுத்தும். So it prevents the sperm from entering the cervix. The next, non-medicated IUD. This non-medicated IUD is made up of plastic or stainless steel. Example, Lippy's loop. It's a double S-shaped plastic device. Next, you'll see permanent birth control method. Permanent birth control method are adopted by the couple, that is, who do not want to have any more children. குழந்தையே இனி வேணாம் அப்படின்னு முடிவு பண்ண couples வந்து அந்த permanent birth control methodக்கு போகலாம். That is surgical sterilization method. That is the permanent contraception method advised for both male and female partners. That is to prevent pregnancies. See, in this surgical sterilization method, it blocks the transport of gametes and also prevents conception. That is, conception means pregnancy. See, the two methods, tubectomy and vasectomy. That is, tubectomy is surgical sterilization in women. In this procedure, see, the fallopian tube is cut. Then again it is what? Tied. Cut and tied through a small incision in the abdomen or through vagina. So this prevents the fertilization as well as the entry of egg into the uterus. So in the previous class you have learned already, ovary releases the ova passes through the that is fallopian tube, and it prevents the entry of ova as well as prevents the fertilization and which reaches the uterus. Next, vasectomy in male. Here also surgical procedure for male sterilization. In this procedure, both the vasa deferens are cut and tied. Same method, that is through a small incision on the scrotum. So this vasectomy prevents the sperm from heading off what? Penis. As the discharge has no sperm in it. That's all about the birth control methods. Thank you.